What do we want?
32 hours.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
32 hours.
When do we want it?
Now.
If we don't get it?
Shut it down.
If we don't get it?
Shut it down.
If we don't get it?
Shut it down.
Hell yeah. My name is Joan Wright. I'm a rank and file member of the Kickstarter United Union, part of OPIU 153. And today, our union went on strike! I'm joined by my union siblings here, and we are so grateful to have all of you here supporting our fight and standing in solidarity with us. We are fighting for a strong contract. We demand a 32-hour work week with no loss in pay and livable wages for all of our workers. And we're going on strike to get them because when we fight, we win! We're also going to be joined in this park today by a protest on the other side of the park against the attacks by the Israeli military on the Samud flotilla, bringing desperately needed humanitarian aid to the Palestinians in Gaza. We have coordinated with the organizers of that protest and have agreed to share the park and stand in solidarity with each other's causes. Our union is proud to stand in solidarity with everyone fighting against the genocide in Gaza and against the ongoing occupation. Rank and file workers of Kickstarter United organized and won a resolution in our union local calling for an immediate ceasefire, an end to the occupation, and an end to the political repression of protesters. And we are proud to be part of the international labor movement fighting against the genocide and the genocide and occupation. We need international working class solidarity to end the genocide. And we know that all of our fights are connected, and we stand against all forms of oppression. When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When Palestinian lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
That's right. After our rally, we invite and encourage everyone here to join the protest. Please stay until the end of our rally because we will be taking a group picture of everyone here, of all of our workers and all of our supporters to send a message to Kickstarter management and owners that we are united and we are ready to fight for our demands.
That's right.
We have an incredible lineup of speakers, including Kickstarter United workers, our union siblings, and community supporters. Our first speaker is Arlie Atkinson, who is an elected member of our union's contract bargaining committee. Please welcome Arlie.
Thanks, Joan. I am speaking here today because management has refused to meet our two demands, codifying our existing 4-day work week and providing a livable wage for all workers. As a member of the bargaining committee, I have been at the table with management week after week since April with the earnest goal of reaching a fair contract. But management refuses to work with us to reach this goal of a fair contract. They have pushed us to the brink and we are not backing down.
That's right.
To the users of Kickstarter and our community, you deserve better. Management has wasted your contributions to creative projects on the services of one of the most infamous union-busting law firms in the world. That's right. Their external counsel has argued nonsense week after week. We see right through it. And as of 5 a.m. Pacific time today, we are exercising the ultimate power as a union to fight for what we deserve. We are the workers that power Kickstarter, and we do not want to be on strike. We want to be at work to support creative projects that impact communities around the world. But make no mistake, we are ready to hold out for what we deserve. And long after this campaign has ended, we will continue to fight to make these important precedents a reality for all workers around the world. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Katya. I am a Kickstarter worker and I've been at Kickstarter for about 3 years. I'm going to be introducing our next speaker, which is Corinne Cosentino, the business manager for OPEIU Local 8, our sister union here in Seattle. Let's hear it for Corinne!
Thanks, Katya. Hello, I'm Corinne. I'm the business manager of OPEIU Local 8. And when I say union, you say power. Union. Power. Union. Power. Union. Power. Union. Power. Oh, thank you. So OPEIU Local 8 here in Washington State represents about 10,000 workers all around Washington, and we are proud to be here today in support of our siblings at Kickstarter. When Kickstarter workers organized their union in 2020, they were on the forefront of tech workers organizing. It was a really exciting campaign for OPEIU and also really hard fought. And they are now in the negotiating for their second contract, and they are fighting for some really basic protections and a fair contract that includes what they deserve. Living wages for all workers, all of their members at Kickstarter, just a basic living minimum wage that a company like Kickstarter should be able to provide.
That's right.
Hell yeah!
And the 32-hour work week with no loss in pay, that it sounds like is one of those kind of ambiguous rules that exist currently, but the employer doesn't want to actually put in writing in the contract so that it's enforceable. That's right. That's what they deserve, and the way that the employer is behaving at the bargaining table is not right. So we're really proud to support you all as you take a stand once again and are fighting for what you deserve. And we are going to be standing here with you as long as it takes for you to win your contract. And we will not be crossing the picket line. We want to spread the word that folks should not be, using the platform, and this is an innovative, different way for us to stand in support. But we need to spread the word that now is not the time to be using the services until the workers are back with their contract, back to work and no longer on strike. So I just want to thank you all for organizing this and for inviting us, and thank our members who are here supporting you for coming out. When I say union, you say power. Union. Power. Union. Power. Worker. Power. We got it. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Corinne. Quick point of clarification. We are actually not calling for a boycott of Kickstarter. We want you to use Kickstarter. Go on there and show management that they need us to run the platform. The site doesn't work without the workers. Anyway, thank you, Corinne. We love you. We're so grateful and appreciative to OPEIU 8 who have been helping us plan this rally and who have been standing with us as we are on the picket line fighting for our fair contract. Just a shout out, our striking union members in New York City are hosting a rally and a picket on Tuesday, and we hope that everyone watching the live stream now on OPEIU 153's Instagram who are in New York City can go and join them. All right, we're gonna do another chant now, guys. It goes like this. From NYC to SEA, we demand a living wage. Let's hear it. From NYC to SEA, we demand a living wage. From NYC to SEA, we demand a living wage. Great work. Love it. Just want to shout out that we appreciate all the organizations who are standing with us in solidarity in this fight, including CWA, WFSE, the Seattle DSA, and Workers Strike Back, who also helped us organize this rally, donated picket signs, and donated $1,000 to our strike fund. Let's hear it for them. All right, next up we have Josie Evilhair, rank and file member of WFSC 889.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Josie. I'm a social worker, and I'm a member of WFC Local 889, which is the state employee union here in Washington. I'm also a member of Workers Strike Back. And I'm here today standing in solidarity with Kickstarter United, fighting to protect their 32-hour work week, a livable wage, and protections from AI. Last spring, the Democratic Party majority Washington State Legislature and the Democratic governor drastically cut the state budget and cut funding for essential services across the state. They threatened to furlough state workers like myself and my fellow union members 1 day a month for the next 2 years, which would cut an entire month of our pay. They tried to cut a shocking $7 billion in funding from public services overall. This was the state Democrats' idea to fill the holes in the state budget. Instead of taxing the rich in this state, they wanted to put the burden on working people, taking money from our hard-earned paychecks instead of the pockets of the multimillionaires and billionaires or companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Boeing, or Starbucks. All of this was a shameful and direct attack on working people.
That's right.
By undercutting public sector workers and services, state Democrats harmed all of Washington's working class and poor people. The public sector provides critical services across the state. Myself and other Workers Strike Back members then brought forward resolutions in our locals calling for a rally in Olympia to fight back against these vicious cuts. This resolution passed unanimously in WFC Local 889 and then was picked up by other union locals and rank and file members, and the rally ended up being enormously successful. Hundreds of state workers and supporters marched to the Capitol chanting, "No cuts, no furloughs, strike, strike, strike." We, rank and file workers, occupied the Capitol and brought the House and Senate chambers to a halt. This was exactly the kind of fight back that we needed to protect public sector workers and our communities in Washington. And from this rally, we were able to stop attacks on our healthcare benefits and stop the furloughs, and the cuts to public services were substantially reduced. The strength of the rally on April 9th then forced the Democrats to withdraw their attacks on state workers' health care. In the wake of this victory, many rank-and-file WFC members called for a one-day public sector general strike to defeat all the cuts, as we had chanted in the halls of the Washington Capitol building. Despite the statewide public sector labor leadership refusing to call for such a one-day general strike or a one-day sick-out or mass action of any kind. The week after the rally in Olympia, the week after the rally, the rank and file WFC members introduced resolutions in multiple union locals, including Local 889 and Local 443, calling for a one-day sick-out. In both cases, union leaders ruled the resolutions out of order and refused to even allow members to vote on it. Shame. Instead, the leadership suggested that members call or email to appeal to the Democrats and organize the day of writing slogans on sidewalk chalk in the Democratic Governor Bob Ferguson's neighborhood. This is a completely inadequate and totally performative response. Despite our victory, Democrats in the legislature and the Democratic governor still slashed the state budget and cut essential services for working people. The state budget was cut by billions of dollars at the same time that we are seeing massive cuts to funding at the federal level, like the Trump administration's massive cuts to health care. These attacks leave working people without the resources that we desperately need. What was needed was continued escalation after the rally, to build for a strike of state workers and calling on public sector workers to join us. Without this type of fight back, the state has continued to weaken our contract, and there are things we won in our contract, like admin staff pay increases, that the state is refusing to fund. What is needed instead is a strong strategy that unites hundreds of thousands of workers around the state and beyond to fight back against these kinds of attacks. At this moment, we are looking at you, Kickstarter United, going on strike and fighting to keep a 32-hour work week, livable wages, and protecting workers from AI. It is critical. It is critical for yourselves at work, but also for the entire labor movement that you win and keep the 32-hour work week. This would be a monumental win and lay the groundwork for other tech workers and other sectors to fight for this demand.
That's right.
Woo! From the strength of your strike vote and workers out here today organizing a rally in Seattle and in New York next week, there's clearly not a lack of willingness from the rank and file to fight for a strong contract to protect the 32-hour work week. How absurd is the system of capitalism that with all the advances in technology and productivity, workers are being forced to work more and more hours for less and less. We deserve shorter hours and good pay.
That's right.
From the public sector to tech to healthcare, the bosses will do whatever they can to cut our pay and our benefits and try to walk back everything that we have fought for, all while they make profits off our backs. We must continue to fight boldly to protect what we have won and take what is ours from the boss's hands. This is not only how we win the demands in the workplace, but how we win things like free healthcare by taxing the rich, ending the genocide in Gaza, and stopping the deportations and ICE detentions. The entire labor movement and labor leaders should be calling for mass general strikes in the U.S. like the workers of Italy are doing to support the flotilla, bringing in aid to Gaza. Working people have enormous power if we get organized and use it. We must continue to build rank and file movements inside of our unions to wage the strongest fights for working people in our workplaces and outside of them. We need new leadership in our unions that will join us in a real fight against the bosses to win stronger contracts and protect what we have already won. Because when we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! Solidarity.
Thank you so much, Josie. All right, up next we have Steve Strezza speaking. They are a rank and file member of Kickstarter United. Let's hear it for Steve.
All right, thank you all so much. My name is Steve Strezza. I'm a senior software engineer at Kickstarter. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about our demands for a 4-day work week. We've been on a 4-day work week for years. It works really well for our team. We know that it works. All we're trying to do is make it a standard. Management wants us to think this is just an experiment. This is something that we do because they let us, and they want the option to just decide on a whim to make us spend 25% more time at work for no additional pay. Now, our union has made it clear for the entirety of 2025 that the 4-day work week was at the top of our priority list and something that we were willing to strike for.
That's right.
It was a selling point for many people, including myself, to join Kickstarter. Many of us took lower salaries because having that extra day is priceless, which is ironic because management is telling us that that time is worthless. I use that extra day to help run a business with my partner in manufacturing goods and importing them to the United States. My business looks a lot like that of our other creators on Kickstarter, which means 4-day work week makes me a better employee. Management knows this. They talk about it publicly. Our C-suite, they give interviews and podcasts and hype up posts on LinkedIn where they talk about how great the 4-day work week is and how much they love being part of such a progressive company. Then in bargaining, they tell us that they want to hang on to this power forever without a single reason as to why. Think about how ridiculous that is. They want the unilateral right to make us all work 25% more for no extra pay.
Shame.
Your employer would do this to you too, but they can't. They don't have the right to. Why? Because workers fought and bled and organized and rallied to codify the 40-hour work week into law. We know at Kickstarter the 4-day work week works. Kickstarter knows that it works, and they just refuse to give up this power. But we have something that they don't have. We have each other. And when we work together and organize and fight for what we believe in, we win. So thank you all for coming out tonight and supporting us. Please check out our website, kickstarterunited.org. Donate to our strike fund, sign our petition to management, and help us end this strike. Together, we will win this. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, Steve. Couldn't have said it better myself. All right, up next we've got Richie Ty, rank and file member of the Alphabet Workers Union. Let's hear it for Richie.
Right, hello union siblings. My name is Richie Ty. I'm a software engineer in Google Cloud, a rank and file member of our union CWA Local 9009, which is the Alphabet Workers Union. And I'm also a member of Workers Strike Back. And I'm here to stand in solidarity with my fellow tech workers in Kickstarters United as they strike for a fair second contract. Workers have been under attack from the bosses, and seeing Kickstarter United fighting for a strong contract and by exercising their power as workers by striking, it's inspiring. In the tech industry, we've been seeing ongoing waves of layoffs, including intermittent layoffs that create this atmosphere of uncertainty. Immigrant workers are also under attack from the Trump administration. Just last month, they caused confusion and turmoil with a poorly communicated executive order attacking H-1B visa holders, saying they would have to, people like myself would have to pay a fee of like $100,000. And that's part of the broader attacks on immigrants in the form of detentions, deportations, including even some green card holders. And it's not just an attack from the Republicans. This is a bipartisan anti-immigrant agenda. Biden deported more people than in Trump's first administration, and Obama deported more than Trump before that. This includes the bipartisan military funding in support of Israel's genocide against Palestinians. Cloud companies like Google are using our labor to provide the cloud resources and AI resources to the Israeli military.
No tech for apartheid! Shame!
And here in Washington State earlier this year, as you heard from Josie, the Democrats carried out vicious attacks on state workers. They're trying to cut a shocking $7 billion in public services, attacking healthcare benefits, and forced furlough on state workers. Workers cannot depend on politicians of either party of the billionaires to fight for us. We need to organize and do it ourselves. My coworkers and I at Alphabet have been publicly organizing under the banner of Googlers for Job Security since the start of this year. Since we launched our demands around measures like guaranteed severance pay, voluntary buyouts, and garden leave for visa holders, Google has offered voluntary exit packages for over 60,000 of my coworkers. And for a long time, the common wisdom was that tech workers either didn't need unions or that it wasn't possible. But as the bosses ramp up their attacks to further maximize profits by exploiting our labor, more and more people are seeing the crucial importance of unions to defend ourselves. And when we launched our own Alphabet Workers Union back in 2020, Kickstarter United showed that it was possible. Workers are also living under the threat of having their jobs replaced by AI and large language models. Us Alphabet Workers Alphabet Workers Union members have an intimate relationship with the issue, since Google is one of the key players in the AI race. And although we've seen in many cases the output from AI can't actually match that of human workers, if there's any productivity benefit to be gained from AI, the drive for profits means that it's going to be used to increase profits, not to the benefit of workers without workers' struggles. It's such an indictment of the rotten system of capitalism that instead of AI being used to shorten working hours, thousands of workers are being laid off, and the people who remain are forced to work more hours. I strongly support the demand for a 32-hour work week. And I strongly support Kickstarter workers' fight for it. Kickstarter United's demand for protections from AI is an exciting demand that is key to protecting workers. To beat the bosses, we need to organize across the industry and use mass strike action. Kickstarter United is leading as an example, showing how it can be done. Companies like Kickstarter don't run without the workers. Any value provided to users and any profit made by the bosses is a product of our labor.
That's right.
That's right.
And you deserve a strong second contract that reflects that. We in Alphabet Workers Union stand in full solidarity with Kickstarter United until you get the strong contract you deserve. We're proud to be building worker power together in the tech industry, side by side, hand in hand. When we fight,
We win!
when we fight,
We win!
when we fight,
We win!
Thank you so much, Richie. All right, can I get a free Palestine?
Free Palestine!
Can I get a when we fight, we win?
When we fight, we win!
Woo! All right, up next we're going to hear from Joan, a member of Kickstarter United.
My My name is Joan Wright, and I'm a rank and file member of Kickstarter United and also a member of our union's contract action team. I'm also a member of Workers Strike Back. I'm happy to see all the solidarity here. Was previously a member of CWA, and that's where I got my organizing, started in tech. So I'm really so proud and pleased to see all the solidarity from AWU and CWA. We should be absolutely loud and bold in stating that every worker deserves a 32-hour work week. And it is winnable if we get organized and fight for it.
Hell yeah! Yes.
Unionized auto workers with UAW have recently raised a similar demand, and just as the labor movement won the national 40-hour work week through militant fightbacks many decades ago, including mass strikes, often led by socialists and rank-and-file leaders, we today need to build a movement fighting for a 32-hour work week today. Instead of long hours and crunch, we need to shorten the work week to 32 hours with no loss in pay or benefits.
That's right!
We work to live. We don't live to work. But the bosses will fight us tooth and nail to prevent workers from winning anything like a 32-hour work week in a contract. The history of the labor movement shows that, in fact, the capitalists, the owners, the bosses, they will fight against us winning even modest victories because they understand that working class victories of any kind, anywhere, of any magnitude, raise the morale of workers everywhere to fight for more. So we should be crystal clear. Our fight ahead and our strike is an uphill one. Workers in the tech industry are getting hit with layoffs and benefit cuts, despite the tech billionaires and multimillionaires making record profits.
Damn right!
But this is also precisely why tech workers have to build a militant fight back. 85% of our union voted to strike to win our demands. We must organize and escalate to build the strongest strike possible. Working class power, the power of workers, does not reside in the bargaining room. The most powerful tool that we have as workers fighting for what we need is our ability to unite and go on strike to shut down the boss's profits until they meet our demands.
Shut it down! Shut it down!
And in the tech industry, the whole industry is owned by billionaires and venture capital funds. And many workers of Kickstarter have experienced the toxicity of these big tech companies, but even smaller companies like Kickstarter are not immune to the pressures of bosses and profits and capitalism and are still pressured to exploit their workers. Many Kickstarter workers have felt that toxicity at Kickstarter. The CEO flat out told us that our demands, like a 32-hour work week and living wages, were not acceptable because of his fiduciary duty to shareholders. And who are these shareholders? They're the exact same wealthy tech investors and venture capitalists. They are not ordinary working people, and they are certainly not the workers that make Kickstarter run. Most recently, Andreessen Horowitz invested $100 million in Kickstarter in 2021. The founders, Mark Andreessen and Ben Horowitz, along with many other tech investors and billionaires, are now cozying up with the right wing and the Trump administration. And those investors, they donated millions of dollars to Trump's MAGA PAC in 2024. Should they get to keep the profits that we make at Kickstarter? No! Who should get the profits of our labor? Workers! That's right. Workers in the tech industry have been organizing, such as fighting against the genocide, and have recently organized in groups such as No Tech for Apartheid, which occupied the Microsoft campus recently and won and got Microsoft to pull their contract with the Israeli military. We are also inspired by other tech workers who have been unionizing and organizing, like our siblings in AWU and CWA, and also who have gone on strike as well, including the New York Times Tech Guild strike last year. A strong strike at Kickstarter that could win a 32-hour work week will include all workers stopping work and fighting to win our demands together. We need a strong picket line that shuts down the business and demonstrates that our community has our back in this fight. And we must also seek to organize all workers further into the union, including international workers, line supervisors, and contract workers. And no one can guarantee that a given strike will win. But going on strike and withholding our labor to shut down the profits is the only leverage that we have as workers to force concessions from the bosses. Only a strike can force the boss's hand and demonstrate that it is the workers who make Kickstarter run, not management and not the owners. We're asking union leadership across OPIU, CWA, and across the broader labor movement to energetically and enthusiastically support our strike and our union. Because a strong strike that will win a 32-hour work week will require serious and energetic organizing, and we cannot do it alone. We will need the support of the entire labor movement. But if we win, it would set an electrifying precedent for workers everywhere.
That's right.
I personally have donated $1,000 to our union strike fund, and I absolutely encourage everyone here to contribute what they can. We have a QR code with our solidarity with our strike fund. Please, if you want to right now, come up and donate to us. We even had someone earlier match that $1,000 donation. So can you match that? What can you give to support striking workers fighting for a groundbreaking demand? Because we need to fight to win this. But when we fight, we can win. When we fight, we can win! When we fight, we can win! When we fight, we win! Solidarity.
Thanks so much, Joan. Those were amazing remarks. Couldn't have said it better myself. Up next, we're going to have Jesse Mason, a member of the Seattle Democratic Socialists of America. Let's hear it for Jesse.
Who's ready to fight? Hi, my name's Jesse. As she said, I'm with the Seattle Democratic Socialists of America. When I worked at Verizon, I was organizing with the Communication Workers of America, and they fired me for it. And thank you for booing those bosses. And what they told me was, at Verizon, no, you don't deserve a union. Maybe people at Starbucks, maybe it makes sense for them. Then I talked to workers at Starbucks, and their bosses were telling them, well, maybe a union makes sense for nurses, but doesn't make sense for you. And they're telling nurses, maybe it makes sense for government workers, but doesn't make sense for you. And government workers, they're telling you, maybe it makes sense for a workplace like Kickstarter, but not for you. Bosses everywhere are telling workers the same bullshit, that you specifically do not deserve a union, even if other people do. But the truth is, union organizing builds on other union organizing. And so why am I here in solidarity with Kickstarter United? Because they're here for a 32-hour work week, and I sure as hell wish that I was only working 32 hours a week. So the truth is, there already are people that are working less and less every single year. It's not us. In the last 50 years, productivity has gone up and up, but our hours that we've worked have gone up and up. But the bosses have been working less and less every single year. They don't want to put in writing that you get 32 hours a week. They don't want to put in writing that you get work from home, but the bosses are working from home even when we can't.
That's right.
Hell yeah!
Not right.
The reason they don't want to put it in writing is because if they don't, they know that they can take it away. Just like they take away benefits from tech workers. Just like they've been taking away jobs in the tech industry, in the gaming industry. Jobs are leaving, and the only way to fight that is to organize and get a strong union contract. And so, all workers in the US, you deserve a union. You should be the ones out here with us organizing alongside Kickstarter United. And I also do want to acknowledge those Palestine protests that are going on at the exact same time in the background. So to finalize, can I just get a chant? Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jesse. Let's hear another round of applause for Jesse. That was awesome. I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling amped up. All right, we got 2 more speakers, including me. But before me, we're going to hear from Patrick. Patrick Gibson is a member of Workers Strike Back. Shout out Workers Strike Back for helping us organize this rally. Patrick.
Thanks, everyone. My name's Patrick Gibson. I'm a tech worker here in Seattle. I'm a member of Workers Strike Back, and I'm really proud to stand here in solidarity with Kickstarter workers, fighting for a 32-hour work week, fighting for a livable base wage for every employee. And like Joan said before, Workers Strike Back has donated $1,000 of our members' dues money to the strike fund for this strike. And this is a huge milestone because Kickstarter is one of the highest profile unionized tech workplaces, one of the only unionized tech workplaces, especially wall-to-wall, which is why it's so exciting and important that you're now going on strike for the first time. Because every worker in the United States and across the world should have a 4-day, 32-hour work week, but nobody is going to give it to us without a fight. We need to declare war because that's what the tech bosses are already doing to us.
Hell yeah!
Kickstarter leadership has been union busting since the union was formed in 2019 when they fired key organizers. They've been refusing to give ground on key issues like the 32-hour work week, which they want the right to take away at any time. But that's not unique to Kickstarter. Tech CEOs have been on a major offensive over the past few years. We've watched companies like Amazon and Microsoft scramble to land lucrative contracts, powering the deportation machine and powering the genocide in Gaza. We've seen years of tech layoffs, tens of thousands of people laid off at giants like Amazon, Facebook, Google, Microsoft. We see these draconian return to office mandates. Amazon bringing people back in all 5 days a week. Microsoft is going to start doing the same, forcing their workers back into the office next year. And I think most tech workers agree that an explicit goal of those RTO mandates is to get people to quit. They want to do soft layoffs. That's an explicit goal here, and that's part of the offensive that all of these tech CEOs are on right now. We have nothing in common with these people. We have nothing in common with the CEOs, with the boards of directors, with the wealthy investors that control our companies. We're not going to win them over with the right arguments or clever negotiations or having the moral high ground.
We tried that!
And the fact is we're going to win what we need and what we deserve by hitting them where it hurts in the pocketbook, and that's what going on strike is about. To fight back, we need to organize the entire tech industry in wall-to-wall unions like you have at Kickstarter. At companies like Amazon, we need to organize corporate and warehouse workers together for the maximum leverage. That's why I'm a member of Workers Strike Back, because we need to build unions that are going to fight and unions that are going to win. We need union leaders that understand strong contracts are won not by clever arguments in the bargaining room, but by workers fighting and making sacrifices on the picket line. We need a labor movement that's going to wage war on the capitalist class. We need a labor movement that's going to break with both the Republicans and the Democrats, both parties of big business, and fight for a new political party that actually represents working people. That's why I'm supporting Shama Sawant's campaign for Congress. We have a table over there. She's running in Washington's 9th Congressional District, which starts just a few blocks from here, because we need somebody in Congress who's going to use her position to support our movements and push them forward, not sell them out, and not undermine us, not break our strikes like both the Republicans and Democrats have done.
That's right. That's right.
And that's also why I'm a socialist. A lot of us here work in tech. Our industry is plagued by this cycle of massive expansion and then huge layoffs. Many of us work at tent companies right now where the CEOs are running around trying to cash in on this AI bubble before it bursts and puts a bunch of us out of work. That's a chaotic, nonsensical system of capitalism. It needs to be replaced with a democratically planned economy, organized according to human need, not the profits of a few wealthy people like Mark Andreessen.
Hell yeah!
That's right.
So during your strike, management is going to use all kinds of tricks to try to break it. They're going to use threats, they're going to use intimidation, and they will outright lie. That's something the bosses are going to do again and again and again over the days of your strike. I mean, to be blunt, striking really is not easy. But it's the most effective way we have to win what we deserve. It's the only tool we have to get from companies what we need, get it from companies that are determined to squeeze as much work out of us as possible for as little as they can get away with. And with a strong strike, and with a well-organized picket line that can seriously hit the company in its pocketbook, we can win major victories as workers. And I think that's maybe a strategic difference I have with a few people here. I think you need a strong picket line that's going to cost your company a fucking ton of money, that's going to ruin your CEO's performance bonus. That's how you get results when you go on strike. So let's keep fighting. Workers Strike Back stands in solidarity with you in this strike. We stand in solidarity with your struggle for a 32-hour work week, for the pay that everybody deserves. When we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! Solidarity.
Thank you, Patrick. All right, folks, I'm going to close this out here. And to conclude, I want to get a little bit specific. A bunch of you guys are holding signs, pickets, that say living wage for all workers, and I want to talk about what that means. Our union is demanding an $85,000 a year minimum wage for every member of Kickstarter United. This number is not random. It is not arbitrary. We want the workers of Kickstarter to not be considered low income in New York City, where our company is headquartered and where all of our benefits are based. This demand is entirely reasonable, and it would cost the company less than $100,000 a year to meet it, and yet they won't. The company spends $100,000 a year on all kinds of other things, like executive offsites, corporate retreats.
Union busters!
Union busting!
Shame!
But they won't give that money to our lowest paid workers. To be even more specific, these workers work in customer support and trust and safety roles. These are the hardest workers at our company, doing the hardest jobs all day long. All day long. They are verbally harassed. They have to look at user-generated content that is traumatic, violent, and pornographic. They are underpaid, and they should be paid more. They need a living wage now. That's That is one of the two core demands that we are striking for in this contract. Pay us what you owe us. Pay us a living wage.
Hell yeah!
All right, folks. Thank you all so much for coming out. We're gonna do one last cheer to send us off. When we fight,
We win!
when we fight,
We win!
when we fight,
We win!
hell yeah! All right, couple quick logistical things before we wrap up. First, before everyone leaves, let's group together for a quick photo.
Yeah.
After the
Come
photo,
up to the
please.
front.
Yes, yeah, come on up. Come out front. Join me up here. Join the picket line. Can you see everyone?
Alright, how about a quick chant? When we fight,
We win!
we fight.
We win!
Alright.
All right, thank you, everyone. If everyone could return their pickets under the tent, that would be amazing. You can also, there is a QR code there. If you